Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you. And welcome back to the Beat Up Planets with a turn to its grey matter, in which we find ourselves within the role of Dr. Styles. And today is an episode about, his lab, where we found out from this whiteboard that there have been actually several mysterious appearances of Laura.
There's been a presence in the house.
Yes, we know.
There's... I have a lot of work to do. I made a video on my computer yesterday with my notes.
Yes, that one was the one I was looking for. I thought it would always generate that, but that is what we wanted to do. He said that already before, so let's look at the computer and then look around this lab, because today we're gonna lock ourselves up.
It's a scanner.
I know it's a scanner, but I wanted you to use it. Guess that's different from the computer, right? But today we're gonna lock ourselves up and get down and sciencey. What?
Laura always preferred dry reds in the evening, but that's all I can say for certain.
Probably we'll use this later, I guess? This one have we read this before? No, we don't. Let's read this. Published in Science Magazine 2000, the last century and a half have transformed our understanding of the human brain, the biological foundation on which our individual personalities are built. This article outlines basic facts about some of its key areas. The cerebrum. The cerebrum consists out of the two symmetrical cerebral hemispheres separated by a fissure. The outer layer of the cerebrum is called the cerebral cortex. The cortex is composed of grey matter, mostly nerve cell bodies and unmyelinated fibers, and is associated with higher brain functions such as learning and memory. The subcortical cerebrum is composed of white matter, mostly myelinated axons, which is part of the cells when they connect with one another and transfer signals. The corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is a large band of white fibers located beneath the cortex. It connects the left and the right cerebral hemispheres, functioning as a conduit of communication between them. Well, more or less now they're explaining that the axons communicate, as I just said. The massa intermedia. The interthalamic adhesion, or massa intermedia, is a small structure, about 1 centimeter in diameter, connecting the two halves of the thalamus. Its function remains unknown since no neurological deficit has been observed based on its absence. In fact, the massa intermedia, which is larger in females, is only present in about 4 out of 5 people, more often in females than in males. The pineal gland. The pineal gland, also called the pineal body, epiphysis cerebri, epiphysis, or the third eye, is a small endocrine organ between the two hemispheres. Named after its resemblance to a pine cone, the pineal gland secretes melatonin, a hormone that affects the regulation of sleep and wakefulness, as well as seasonal functions. The pons. The pons is a band of nerve fibers that connects several parts of the brain and affects mainly cognitive functions, including the processing of sensory information, motor control, and level of consciousness. The thalamus. In the caudal tail to rostral head sequence of neuromeres, the diencephalon is located between the mesencephalon and the cerebrum. Statements like this can be found in many reference work, and while they may satisfy the scientific thirst for precision, here it would be more meaningfully say that the thalamus is part of the posterior part of the forebrain known as the diencephalon. The thalamus is a vital relay station of sensory information on its way to the cerebral cortex, and also affects the regulation of sleep and wakefulness. The two halves of the thalamus are on average about 5.7 centimeters in length. As indicated above, the two adhere to variable extent in humans. However, the adhesion contains little or no interfilmed neural connections. Alright, and this is the experiment plan. We got that thanks to playing as Sam. Oh dear, I don't hope you hear that. Unfortunately, my upper neighbor has decided to drill right at this moment as I'm recording. Well, let's look at November 2002.
I've decided to try to keep Laura with me. For years, I've researched the possibility that consciousness, or mind, is not the same thing as the physical brain. Since Laura's funeral, I swear, I have felt her presence. I've decided to spend several hours a day in the isolation tank visualizing Laura. I don't know what will be the outcome, except probably to indulge my own grief. But if any of her energy remains, then by giving it attention and focus, maybe I can lengthen its influence. Since work no longer interests me, I've decided to make this my work. I will log the results. I've been spending 2 hours a day in the tank. The results have varied. Sometimes I'm convinced I feel Laura's presence. Other times I'm not able to get past my doubts. I still believe Laura is here. I do. Bergson, the philosopher, believed we choose our own reality. If nothing else, I have done that. I'm having new equipment designed that should boost my sessions in the tank. That is all.
Wait.
I've decided to try to keep Laura with me. For years, I've researched the possibility that consciousness, or mind, is not the same thing as the
wondering if there was
physical
something
brain.
after his initial
Since Laura's funeral, I
dialogue
swear,
that I missed.
I have felt her presence. I've decided to spend several hours a day in the isolation tank visualizing Laura. I don't know what will be the outcome, except probably to indulge my own grief. But if any of her energy remains, then by giving it attention and focus, maybe I can lengthen its influence. Since work no longer interests me, I've decided to make this my work. I will log the results.
Oh, now it does close. Okay. By the way, this is somewhat reminiscent of what the ancient Greek believed, that a person in the underworld would fade away more and more as less and less people thought of them.
Laura would be 33 today. Happy birthday, Laura. Happy birthday, darling. Something strange has been happening. There have been several incidents that indicate a presence in the house. The presence of Laura. It sounds insane, I know, but there have been undeniable physical phenomena. Is it possible that through my sessions in the tank, I've given Laura the energy to manifest? I plan to keep a careful record of events as they unfold, and there might be something in the field of psi research that could help. I'll look into it.
So basically, we have a famous and brilliant neurobiologist, also wealthy, handsome, perfectly the everything a woman wants type, that in his desperation for love goes into the world of mystery.
Laura's presence in the house has continued. I've decided to begin a new experiment to study the effects of imagination. I'll use students as subjects and my fMRI. My hope is to record data on the areas of the brain involved in detailed visualizations. Perhaps using biofeedback, I can train myself to stimulate the same area in my own brain and thus increase the power of my sessions in the tank. This may, in turn, give more energy to Laura.
In here it happens again, so apparently this is somewhat of a bug quirk in the game. Anyway, so although the experiments are safe and have scientific reasoning behind it, he does have his own ideas and desires to perform them. Not unexpected. Alright, we've done that. So, this is the tank.
I'll do a session in the tank today, but first I want to collect items from around the house to help me strengthen my memories of Laura.
we can do that, but I was wondering on something else, to be honest. No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Psy and Psy again. That piece of junk. Oh, that's the motor. Message from Laura. Whoa. Memories of a summer night. Psy and Psy again. Well, that's around the house. I said this would be in a private lab today. I came out of the private lab. How dare I? Because we definitely did notice something else that we could do in that lab as I just scrolled over it, and this was just too darn clear to be here. I don't know what this is, but let's look at that. What is this?
Dr. Ramuskin invented these letter rolls. A random number generator controls the letters, so hypothetically one can create messages using only the mind.
I need some more information on that. By the way, also, household chemicals in direct link to asthma and rise. That doesn't seem like a logical paper to be here. Dear Dr. Stowles, you sounded anxious for this, so I had it couriered to you. As we discussed on the phone, the only thing you need to do is connect an RNG motor to my little invention here. Since you have my book, I won't bore you with the details. Ramuskin.
I should take another look at the instructions in Ramuskin's book before I put this thing together. I should take...
Oh, okay, sorry. I assume this is the book, because it's the only book I see on the... Whoa! You open so quickly. Scientific case studies, and then... in the Psy phenomenon, and then... Would you please let me read the front of this? John Ramuskin, I think this is the book, so... Get ready for some reading. There have been thousands of legitimate scientific studies done on psi phenomena over the past 100 years by some top-notch universities. By such top-notch universities as Princeton and Cambridge. This lettering is kind of bad. I know it will be bad on your screen, but trust me, it's also not very good on mine. Like, some pixels are gone. It's not very good. The bulk of these studies were conducted in the following broad categories: telepathy, one subject sending a picture or design from flash cards to another subject, one subject visiting an unknown location and sending thoughts and pictures to another subject, describing the location, precognition, a subject predicting a card from a deck of 5 designs. I actually have had an unusually high score with that. It's been done with me. I have an unusually high score with knowing what card is in the person's hand, if you ask me if it's red or black, for instance, or to find a specific type of card. Either I'm very good at receiving it or finding it in the deck. It was higher than statistically would be logical, and that has been done several times, but that's all I can tell you. Nothing else came from that, no follow-up experiments or whatever not. But yeah, thought that might be a nice little interesting detail for you to know. Perhaps if I ever get, I don't know, 10,000 subs, one will ask the question, did you know that this guy also has, in a very detail... I am running way ahead of things, but yeah. Okay, let's continue on. A subject predicting the result of a random number generator. Okay, that's what this letter said, right? Yeah, RNG motor. Random number generator. RNG, as we all know. Probably from some game where we go like, why the RNG was against us? Darkest Dungeon, Hearthstone, something else. A subject predicting the fall of a die, or a certain card. A subject, and then telekinesis, a subject mentally forcing the number that will appear on an RNG. Oh. Okay, and a subject mentally forcing the results of a throw or a die. Isn't this more or less extremely linked? Some interesting facts about Psi discovered in these experiments. 1. Studies were where the subject was in a non-normal state of consciousness. Hypnosis, sensory deprivation, or dream state scored higher than those conducted in a normal state of consciousness. This could indicate that there may be a protective mechanism against Psi built into the ordinary some word state of mind. Oh, the letters on this side are almost unlegible, or are unlegible in the case of this word. 2. The demonstration of psi effects of 1 to 10% above the pure chance is true of the general population. However, about 1% of the population scores much higher. This would indicate that powerful psi is a rare something or gift akin to that of a musical prodigy or a world-class athlete. Oh, a musical prodigy, sorry. So a family that's very good in music. Groups of subjects working together have a greater psi effect than individuals, especially if insisted, I would say, but that's probably not the right word, or in a bonded relationship, like our Lamb Club. The highest psi result have been obtained by studies using random number generators, or RNGs. Interesting, by the way, I also thought that they called themselves the lambs, but it's the saying is like lambs to the slaughter. They may not be rats, but still. Oh dear. Psi studies using random number generators, or RNGs, show the best results. An RNG is a device which randomly generates numbers between 1 and 39. This type of device seems to work well with the Psi, cause if you try to mentally force the RNG to come up with a number, for example 13, the fact that it might do so does not violate the laws of nature. After all, there is a 1 in 40 chance on each and every roll that a 13 will appear. Thus forcing a 13 is an easier task for the mind than moving a ball or bending a spoon. However, if after 50 tries you have generated 10 instances of 13, instead of one that would occur by pure chance, it is likely that Psi was taking place. In the previous experiment, I used the basic idea of an RNG combined with a tray of Rolodex cards filled with the letters A to Z plus one blank card, to enable subjects to generate short words and phrases by the power of the mind. Each Rolodex was controlled by a flipping mechanism that something as follows. The RNG motor was set to generate numbers from 0 to 26. A to Z, of course. If a 1 was a signal was received, it flipped the letter to A. If 2 was received, to B, and so forth through the alphabet, with 26 being the letter Z. If the number 0 was received, the tray flipped to the blank card. I hoped to allow subjects to build short words or phrases using the power of their mind by focusing one letter at a time on the tray and trying to make the letter they wanted to appear. After some trial and error, I found the settings that worked best. We probably need these. First, I set the chances of any card change occurring to a very low probability. Since 0 generated a blank card, I set the RNG motor to generate 0.99% of the time. I think that's an 0.99%. Oh no, to generate a 99% of the time. I'm sorry. An 99% of the time. Thus a Rolodex only rarely turned to any letter at all, upping the chance that when this occurred it was probably done deliberate, I assume the word is done, that to generate any letter with equal percentage I set the number 1 through 26 with the remaining percentage. Once a Rolodex on the tray flipped to a letter, the tray would lock that letter and then move on to the next Rolodex. In this way the RNG motor controlled only one letter at a time. Finally, the other numbers could stay at 00 as they were not used in the experiment. There were remarkable results which are being published for a major article. Any interested scientists are encouraged to do their own version of this experiment. Man, that was hard reading, I'm so sorry, that took more time than I expected. So RNG motor settings 1 to 99 set number generation frequency between 1 and 99%. 00 set number inactive. And percentage set the number generation frequency as covered with the remaining percentages. So...
Good. Now I can get started.
Ah, okay. So, percentage was the remaining percentage left. Wait, and 26 because that's 99. 0, there we go. Go up 1. Because there are only 26 letters in the alphabet that English uses. As well as many other languages, but so 26, alright. And he said that he had put...
It seems to be correct.
By setting the 0 to 99, we have made it so that there's a very small chance the letters come up. Okay, I've got it. I understand.
There, that's got it.
Very high chance. Everything is now a blank card. That's probably for our experiment later on. So I guess we're going to have to look at finding things. With Sam, I always click on this where I want this. Now it's the other way around. Psy and Psy again. Are we done with this or do we need to do more? Is there anything else in this lab? Almighty... Oh, David's appointment book. And a camera. The almighty spacebar will tell me all I need to know.
It's old.
Yes, that tends to happen.
It's old. I don't need to make a new video log right now, but I want to review the ones that are on my computer.
We already did that, to be honest. Or did the game not perceive that I finished them because they were stuck?
Laura's presence in the house has continued. I've decided to begin a new experiment to study the effects of imagination. I'll use students as subjects and my fMRI. My hope is to record data on the areas of the brain involved in detailed visualizations. Perhaps using biofeedback, I can train myself to stimulate the same area in my own brain and thus increase the power of my sessions in the tank. This may, in turn, give more energy to Laura.
It's also interesting that he does this for 2 hours. Okay, so now this is finished, so I think we should not be done because I can't find any more videos. But this was the one video that did not really, like... Stop correctly.
I don't need to make a new...
You already watched those, I'm sorry. I think we're done in the private lab and that we now need to collect some memories of Laura. There was one at least in... over here. That he particularly noted, like, this is something that might help me. So...
She hated me for taking this one.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the one I wanted. Was it this one?
Laura and me at... Laura and me. That was taken on our honey.
Which one was the one that said help to remember?
This was taken at the benefit dinner. Laura at our lake cottage. I wanted to rebuild the memory of a night we went swimming there. I'll take this for a visual cue.
Oh! I didn't actually even see Laura on the video, on the photo, but there's the wine, which it definitely looked at, so I guess we'll have to go there. But I also remember that I saw what I think was a bathing suit in one of the drawers in his room. Oh, I clicked outside the game. I'm so sorry. I clicked outside the game. I wanted to go to the right, but since I have a double screen, I can go beyond the screen. I hope you will forgive me for that slight error. This one.
This is Laura's bathrobe. She wasn't wearing it that night at the cottage, but her swimsuit should be around here somewhere.
There's romance. I almost feel like a little bit of a peeping Tom looking into that. Now sign of Laura?
Mrs. Dalton's.
Okay, let me think here. We got the bathing suit. I could look for that red wine he sent, but he also noted that this was stuff from Laura, so I'm going to. I must say, whoever made these drawings, I compliment them extremely. I can also see the appeal of him more than this 3D model, to be honest. Not that the 3D model is bad, mind you, but the drawings, they really give me the emotion. The song was kind of nice, but I had the feeling it was. I could almost hear the studio quality of there a little bit, which is a.
I can almost picture Laura in that tub. She loved hot baths.
Okay, so that won't help then enough. Perhaps the shower or the towel?
I don't need a towel.
But yeah.
I already had one.
It's interesting to say the least. Let's look at the busts. I mean, we had this room and that room. We had a memory. We had it in the other room. I'm now trying to find another memory, perhaps in this room, that will help him attract or stimulate the brain for that memory. No, okay. Then I say we're gonna go for the wine in the cellar. See if we can find that one. Somehow I'm feeling, now that I'm playing him, I'm making him move more than he ever did before.
Laura and I were drinking wine that night at the lake. But I need to pin down which wine it might have been. We have thousands of bottles here.
Well, then I guess we're going to look at the computer. The wine is at least a good idea. I'm on the right track here. I find many of these puzzles very logical, which I really love, which is what I sometimes disliked very much about Monkey Island. The game was fun, but sometimes the things were so weird. At least I think so. Oh my dear lord. How will I know? Okay, region. Oh my dear, this is of course the France little region. I have no idea. Year. I need more info. Oh, he said so. He said it was
far too many bottles. I'll have to narrow it down further.
He said they liked red. He said that in the comments somewhere. When we talked, when I first opened this. He said an extremely long name for where they went on holiday, but I can't for the life of me remember. Hold on.
Laura at our lake cottage. I wanted to...
Yeah, I understand, but...
I need a few...
Oh, dear lord. You know it's red.
That's far too many bottles. I'll have to narrow it down further.
There are too many possibilities. How do I know the year? I mean, all those years are before they married, so... Oh, shoot. I have forgotten. He said it. He told us exactly that she liked red. She liked, I think it was dry?
There are still too many bottles. Laura always preferred dry reds in the evening.
Ah, that way we can...
There are still...
That way we can do it.
That's not the right year. It was the night before Laura's birthday, so we were probably drinking a vintage from her birth. It was a tradition with us.
Okay, and she was 33 when he made the other video. So we can calculate it back, but I'm... by looking here.
Laura would be 33 today. Happy
33,
birthday,
so
Laura.
that
Happy
would
birthday,
be
darling.
72. 1972. There we go, and now the region, because I can't remember.
I don't think that region is quite right.
Alright.
I don't...
Sorry, I know he said it. He said that village name. I said back then already. I can't pronounce this. I have no idea. I've never been to France.
I've
been to Italy. I have been to Luxembourg. I've been to Belgium. I've been to Germany. I've been to Ireland. I've been to America. I've been to Greece. I've been to Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Poland. I've been to... let me think here. I've been to Australia and Hong Kong. I've been to... I'm sure I'm forgetting a place right now because I'm also scrolling for this. What have I forgotten?
Terrific. That narrows it down to 3 bottles. I can easily taste that many.
Oh, that is good enough. Okay. We have a Cabernet d'Anjou, a Coteau de l'Homme Blanche, and a Minute de Salon. Alright, well, let's go and try and taste those bottles then. I must have forgotten a country, I'm sure, or perhaps 2 or 3, that I've been to, but for the life of me, I'm also trying to play the game. But, oh no, you didn't.
I think... Yes, this is it.
Why is that in the 1904 spot? Why was it from 72? Whenever this happens, I am like a superpower is going off. But then again, the human brain is amazing. Wait, it's in repeat mode? Did we just have the same... Wait, that tink didn't happen, I think, last time. Is he trying to remember additional parts? Or is my game just having really trouble with... or the computer or whatever you're not... What? Okay, I'm slightly confused, but... Again, the wrong one. We have nearly everything. So...
I should be able to find a few more items in the house to strengthen my memory.
Really? We have 4 items, is that not enough?
This is the wine we were drinking that night at the lake. The scent of Laura's hair. It triggered a memory of the music we were listening to that night.
Yeah, ha. Let's go to get the sound. I know we're getting a little late in the episode, but I really, really want to finish this. That's the parlor. That's not the dining room. There we go. What did you say?
The scent of Laura's hair.
Safe in Arms by the Scarlet Furies. Safe in the Arms.
I remember what we were playing that night. Now I just have to locate it. The Scarlet Furies. Yes, that's the one we were listening to at the lake.
Man, that must have been quite a...
Laura's stereo.
So, grab it and listen to it.
Laura's...
Almighty spacebar. What do I do? Music CD.
The Scarlet
Ah.
Furies.
Brightened eyes, my secrets lie not far away. His metal many have I answered plea. My general now will often.
You still haven't told me what we're doing for my birthday tomorrow. I hope you haven't planned anything epic or embarrassing.
It's your birthday tomorrow? Slipped my mind.
As if you'd miss any opportunity to be devious.
His weary head, he lays his body down to rest. Brightened eyes, my secrets lie not far away. His metal many have
I have no idea why it's on repeat.
my general now will often see.
But this one is slightly different again without the voice. I wonder why they decided to go for that. Like, it's each time a little different, but it's so similar that I'm surprised that they're doing it. I also have to say, I was too soon with giving critics about the music. Now the music was nice and bright, apparently, because now it is the proper memory. Would this be enough memories triggered to... Oh, sorry, almighty spacebar gone. To now start the experiment proper? After all, we've got 5 memories from... I hope this is enough.
The controls on the tank aren't right. Those are basic scents that I can infuse in the machine. Pine, vanilla, and sandalwood. But I need something more specific, so I should use the funnel. The scent of Laura's hair. It triggered a memory of the music.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to equip this and put it in.
Shampoo is loaded in the scent filter.
There we go. Now, we can insert the CD. Please. Ah.
Now the CD tray is opened. The CD is loaded. Everything's set. I'm ready.
So am I.
Dies, my secrets lie not far away. His medals and his badges all told by day. Many have I answered plea. My general
You still haven't told me what we're doing for my birthday tomorrow. I hope you haven't planned anything epic or embarrassing.
It's your birthday tomorrow? Slipped my mind.
As if you'd miss any opportunity to be devious. Speaking of which, Dad says he'll be joining us for a few days in Venice at Christmas. Won't that be marvelous? I'm glad you talked me into it. It should be so lovely with all the decorations and the ceremonies in the cathedrals. Blue tiles. Blue tiles. Check the cars, David. Check the cars, David.
Some things to do in the next episode. I know that part of that memory was truly memory, but another part, he was never awake to see the car, I think? Nor she was trapped, so she couldn't have stood on the inside against the car window, but wow, yeah, I can imagine you need a little bit of a breather there. And so we all need a breather. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great